Welcome to V.I.M.P, the very important movie podcast with Sean, Darian, Jaden, and Eli. I'm Sean.
I'm Darian.
I'm Jaden.
And I'm Eli.
This is the world's first and only podcast that hasn't ever done anything wrong, especially planned a school shooting. Recorded live from Hollywood, California, Charlotte, North Carolina, and a locked closet in an abandoned trailer outside of Milford, Nebraska. I say that, but I don't actually know if that's true because we've never gone around the horn and said the worst things that we've ever done. You guys, are you comfortable?
And we won't today.
Are you comfortable with doing that?
And we won't today.
No.
No.
Save this one for the deathbed.
I did think about, did you guys think about what your answer would be?
Yeah, Eli and I
Yeah.
talked about it afterwards.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And you don't want to say what it is?
No, we're
So
actually
lame.
getting a divorce because of it. So.
I
That's
would say
fair.
what mine is.
What's yours?
What's yours? I'll tell you mine.
Okay, mine is, this is not even that bad, but I cringe every time I think about it, and it kind of haunts me. But, like, the worst thing I've ever done is probably when I was fighting with my friend when I was younger. I'm not going to say her name. And we were in a Joann's with mom, dad, and I think you were there, Darian. And we were fighting. You guys were somewhere else in the store. Like, bad. We used to fight like siblings. Like, bad. And I just shoved her so hard into, like, the rack of fabric or something. It was like,
Soft landing.
she fell on the ground because there wasn't actually like anything there. It was just like a rack with like clothes hanging almost
Mm-hmm.
or something. So she just fell on the ground, and we never talked about it again. And then we just kept fighting. We were still best friends, but like, yeah,
Wow,
that haunts me.
That must be genetic because that's what my story is.
You tell.
Really? What's your story?
So we were in the wintertime for gym class when I was in Idaho. We would, and Jaden probably remembers this, you'd run across the top of the gym. There was sort of like a track up there on the second level.
hmm
I don't know if they still did that when you went
Yeah.
there. But there was this really, I don't even know. He was the nerd and we were bullying him. And
He
One
was
of
the
my-
nerd, and we were the
one
bullies.
of the other guys on the football team's like, hey, you should push him out the doors outside because they lock and he won't be able to get back in. And it was, wintertime. And it was just like push him outside for a minute and then let him back in. I mean, it's not cool, but it wasn't supposed to be like mean, super mean, like what ended up happening mean. So it's those big doors that go outside, like in a gym, like with the push open, bar thing with a piece of metal that holds, there's two doors that swing out with a piece of metal where everything latches in the middle, like at a gym. So I go to push him out and instead of just pushing him out the door and closing it, he fought against it. And I ended up smashing his face into the bar in the middle and his teeth cut through his lip.
Oh my God.
He went all like his bottom teeth cut through his lip, blood pouring out of his face.
That's like
Jesus.
10 times worse than what I did.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm
That's
just saying.
worse than a school shooting, honestly.
And my punishment was I had to just keep running for an extra 20 minutes around the top of the track.
It's insane.
That's crazy.
I didn't get ridden up. I didn't get suspended. I didn't get in any trouble other than having to
Damn.
keep running. But this dude's either his cousin or his older brother came to the school. I guess he was a cowboy. So it was the jocks versus the cowboys sort of vibe going on. So he said he was going to come kick my ass. And I'm like, we're going to have to fight the entire football team. And we didn't fight. And it ended at that. So nothing ever came of it. But I feel bad for this very day.
You should apologize to him so he can take you off his kill list.
Yeah. Well, I think I brought this up before on a previous podcast. But he was the one who ended up being on Singled Out with Jenny McCarthy, that dating show that was on MTV. We were just watching it one night and he was there on that show.
Wow. Cool.
And Jenny McCarthy picked him up and held him like in her arms.
So he won.
Well, it's Jenny McCarthy. I guess back then he won, but ultimately
Ultimately, he lost.
he lost. But
I'm going to be honest. I
felt
don't know who
bad.
Jenny McCarthy is.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Isn't she the anti-vaxxer one?
Yeah, she's the anti-vaxxer.
Is her sister
McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy, or are they not related at
They're
all?
cousins, actually.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've never seen this woman in
She
my
was
life.
married to Jim Carrey. She got her start as a Playmate, similarly to Pamela Anderson, and then she was in a whole bunch of movies. She had her own sketch show on MTV for a while. She was on The View for several years.
Nope. Must have missed it.
I'm glad that nobody knows who she is anymore, but she's basically started the anti-vax movement.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right. Darian, what's your worst thing you've ever done
Uh,
that you are willing to say on a podcast?
I've been thinking. I don't know.
I'll go while you keep thinking.
Okay.
I think we were in like 7th grade. We were There was like this group of kids that I used to hang out with, and basically, like, I think about it all the time, dude, and it's horrible because, okay, so I hung out with these group of kids, and they were all like Hispanic kids. They were like 11, 12, and we would run around, play outside, do whatever, jump bikes, whatever, right? And we were basically like around this family member's house, and we kept messing around. One of my family members came out and they said to stop messing around, right? Like, stop messing around. You're kicking rocks up and hitting like the walls and the windows and stuff. And it's just like, whatever. And this other kid, like, he basically said, like, in Spanish, it makes more sense, but he said, shut up, you ugly man. But she was a woman. And it was just like this thing where, like, I feel so bad because I didn't say anything to him. I didn't defend her. I didn't say anything. I didn't like do whatever. And I just, like, it haunts me for some reason. Like, I wish I would have said something, or I wish I would have stood up for her or something. But like, I think that's not like what haunts me. It haunts me like what she, like, her reaction to it. Like, she like looked very defeated and very upset, and like she was like about to cry almost. And it's like I cannot stop thinking about it.
So
So
you're the
that's
Robert Pattinson of this scenario where you really didn't do anything wrong and you just feel bad.
yeah, probably.
If we're going by that metric, I've done 10 million more worse things than you've ever done then, apparently.
Yeah. I
With
stole a
my
bike once. Could that be the thing? I stole the bike. They called the cops on me. I got caught. I was about to get arrested, but I didn't get arrested because my mom told them not to. And somehow it worked.
That's probably worse, yeah.
There you go. I stole a bike.
You're the worst.
You better have something good because that wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, I've never like I'm trying to think if I've ever done anything to someone that was like bullying. I don't think I have.
What about the time that you shredded your best friend's favorite book and
That
gave it
was
back
out
to
of
her?
that was out of love. That was out of love. I don't think I've ever bullied anyone or like physically hurt anyone. I'm trying to think if I was ever like super conniving and smart and got good revenge. I feel like I did at some point, but I feel like I tend to block out my bad memories. Like, I don't remember these things, so I just block them out forever. I'm gonna go with the time that I was dating in college. We were dating for like a year, and then I went to Mexico with and he didn't want to go. And I was like, well, you're no fun. I'm 21 years old. I'm like, I'm gonna have fun. You're no fun. And I went, and then and but I told him as soon as I got home, and we broke up.
Damn.
Damn, that's spicy.
Yeah,
Spice.
it was
That's
bad.
spicy.
It was really not nice of me.
Well, you win.
I
Shut
genuinely
up.
can't think of anything that's worse than what I did. I probably
I
just have a
feel
bad
like at
memory
some
though.
point I had to have done something to someone that pissed me off, but
I think I
I can't
did
remember.
slap you in the face one time.
Me?
Yeah. When we were like, remember when we used to make YouTube videos? We don't think we even posted them, but we used to make videos on like a camera.
Mm-hmm.
And we were in the office at grandma's house, and we like were arguing or something. And I think I was really, really little. Like, I don't even, like, probably 6 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like slapped you across the face because we were arguing. And then I was like, oh my God, like the classic, like, oh my God, please don't go tell them. Please don't tell them. Like, immediately.
Don't tell mom,
And
don't
you
tell mom, don't
didn't.
tell mom.
You didn't tell them.
Yeah.
Oh, this just
That's
goes to
crazy.
show how much less bullying happens now than it did when I was growing up, and why society is so weak now.
I definitely got in arguments in middle school. That was like a rough time, an embarrassing rough time.
Middle
But,
school
like,
is so vicious for some reason.
so vicious.
I got like the fights I got in with my girlfriends in middle school is actually
Yeah.
insane.
We could have a reality TV show, like, it was that crazy. But, like, it wasn't, I wouldn't say bullying. Maybe it was, I don't remember.
It probably was. I feel like
It
I did a little
probably
bit of
was.
cyberbullying, just a little
Oh,
bit of
yeah.
cyberbullying.
I
It
can't
was
When
even.
Robert Pattinson was like, I cyberbullied someone really bad. He had to move.
That was actually crazy.
All of them
I
were
re-
crazy.
I remember one time it was the last day of school before Christmas break, and it was snowed in Arizona. This is when I lived in Arizona. 10th grade, probably 9th grade. And I got on the bus first. And then these two girls got on behind me, and something caused them to get in an argument and then a fist fight in the middle of the bus. So I was the only one on the bus besides them. So they were fighting in the middle of the bus, and then all the other kids came in behind them. So they're in the front of the bus with the girls in the middle, and then me standing there by myself in the back of the bus, watching that they're just rolling on the ground, punching each other in the face, blood everywhere,
Oh my
hair getting
God.
ripped out. But the bus driver couldn't get, or there probably wasn't any teachers or supervisors anywhere. And this just went on forever because they couldn't get through the kids at the front because they were egging it on. So that was fun.
That's crazy.
So many fights.
Lots of fights happened around me. I think that they should make a documentary about my high school because of all the crazy shit that has happened and come out of my high school. I didn't want to go to Barry Goldwater because I thought that it was going to be like, I don't know, a bad time, I guess. I thought it was going to be like way more shit happening on the daily, but I think that O'Connor was way worse.
I don't know.
Rich people do crazy shit.
That's what I'm saying. These rich white kids that are so bored that they shoot up smoke shops and kill their parents. It's crazy.
They're just having fun. They're just having a good time. So if nobody can tell, we're doing a new release for the first time ever. We're doing the drama that just came out last week. We all went and saw it in the theater. Not together, of course, separately. Unfortunately, one day we'll all live in one place and go to a movie together. We did all see Marty Supreme together. That was nice.
did, and I almost did that, but I didn't want to piss Jaden off.
I think there was nothing left to say.
So yeah, I don't know. We hadn't really say on the last episode. We're doing A24 month, so we're all picking A24 movies.
I feel like we did say.
I mean, we just sort of said, we didn't really talk about A24 as what it is.
Yeah. I've been anticipating this movie for months.
Yeah.
Why? Why did you pick it?
Because I had no idea what it was about. And I like
They did a
movies
really
like
good
that.
they did a really good job of hiding the ball on this one.
Yes, definitely. Every time I'd watch a preview, I'm like, okay. First of all, I love Zendaya and Robert Pattinson. So I was like, okay, interesting coupling. But I never could really tell what the movie was about. Obviously, a wedding. What else? There was something there you could tell, but I didn't know. I wasn't expecting this, but
I know. I told you guys.
Hayden and I went to Wilmington this last weekend. And on the way home, we stopped at his mom's house to pick up our dogs. And she had a friend over. And this woman, I was around her for 5 minutes and she was such a bitch. Like, she just kept saying just super bitchy things. And then they were like, oh, we're going to see the drama tonight. And I was like, oh, I heard it was really good. My dad was saying, like, I'll never guess what the drama is. So I'm curious to find out. And this woman goes, well, I heard it has to do with the school shooting. So,
Oh my
What a
god.
and I said, you
bitch.
fucking bitch.
Why did you have a conversation about the movie?
I wasn't looking for it, but she brought it up and I was just saying I was excited. And
That
she
person,
came in with the spoilies.
That's the worst thing she's ever done.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
she was
she's
a
the
huge
winner.
bitch. In 5 minutes, she said like 3 or 4 things that pissed me off, and then she did that, and I was like, "Get me out of this place." I was like, "Hayden, we gotta go." So sorry, we have to run. We have to leave.
Was her name Rachel?
It was Renee, so pretty
Close enough.
close.
Too close.
So anyway, don't spoil movies, you guys.
Wait, how do you know this person?
She was over at Hayden's mom's house. They were just having a little get together. First time I've ever met her. It's probably like her neighbor or something. Fuck
Random
her.
evil that you come
Evil.
across every day in your life.
I know.
She's going to the bad place for that.
I know. But yeah,
Oh.
so I kind of had an idea of what it was going to be, but like that would have really shocked me if she didn't say anything.
Me. I was the only one in my theater because I went on Friday morning at
Mhm.
9:30 and I was the only one in the theater. So that's why I texted
My-
you guys in
my
the theater.
I went last night, Tuesday night, at like 7, packed. I was
That's
shocked.
what I've been hearing. I've been hearing
Must have
that
been
it's
like
pretty packed.
well, I'm wondering if it was like a matinee night or something, because the movie theater in general was packed. It was a Tuesday night.
Movies are back. Box office is up 26%.
Our theaters
this
have
point.
been full.
I
when
told
they usually
Hayden
aren't.
we were waiting in line for concessions, and I was like looking around. I'm like, wow, this is so good to see, because I feel like after COVID, a lot of people stopped going to the movies. And for the last few years, like anytime I ask someone if they have gone to see a movie, they always say no. Like they're like, oh, we don't really go to the movies. But it was nice to see it packed. Like I hope movie theaters never die.
I hope so too. This whole
You just
merger.
jinxed- You just theaters.
Which is
Yeah.
really annoying to not be able to find a seat unless I book a movie like 4 weeks in advance, though.
Mm-hmm.
It is actually so annoying.
It's not like that here.
It's
You guys go
definitely not
so
like that
much,
in
so,
Idaho.
like, you know, you kinda
Like
know what
I
you're
had the drama like seats for a month, I think.
Jesus.
And for The Devil Wears Prada, I already have those, and that's not till May, and I've had it for like 2 weeks now.
Wow.
Because literally the first couple days were packed, like just
Wow.
completely full. That's kind of
That
how
will
it always
happen
is.
that'll happen sometimes here, but, like, that's if you're trying to book it same day or, like, the next day.
Yeah, no,
No, I just
it's
walked in
insane.
and got the seat that I always get right in front of the rail, right in the middle. I was the only one there.
Nice.
Our theater was like a great vibe. I like
Yeah.
seeing movies like this because the people in them are so different than people
Mhm.
watching like the
Super
Mario
Mario.
movie.
Fuck.
Or like,
Jesus Christ.
I don't know, like if we were to watch like an Avengers movie, it's just
Right.
different because I don't know, people actually care about the movie they're seeing, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, we talked
definitely.
about it before, but generally speaking, I feel like the LA crowds are a bit more respectful generally. Maybe not every time, like your Super Mario Brothers story, but in general, you have a more
Yeah. I was so pissed in that movie. So pissed. Because
Was the movie good, or could you
the
not
movie
even
was,
tell?
it was not, it was, I mean, it was fine. But yeah, it was like the people behind us were so loud. There were so many of them, full grown adults, not a single child with them. Fine, whatever. There wasn't a child with us, but like they had to laugh at every single thing.
oh god,
Literally
They're
every,
on the
I'm not even,
spectrum.
I'm not even
performative
joking.
laughing.
It was
They're on
performative laughing, 100%, and it pissed me. I looked back at them and just stared at them so many times. Just like literally every single tiny, like not even a tiny joke, just anything that happened. If someone like ran into something or like fell, the guy would be like, ha ha ha, ha, like everything. It was so
I would have gotten up and
irritating.
moved.
I can't because there
Was
was
it
other people.
full?
It wasn't full, but they're like you never know if someone's gonna like come
Oh,
in
yeah.
and it just like and it was bad because they were on one side and then the kid that was screaming and the kid with there was two different kids I think. The kid with their watching a video at full volume and then the other kid they were on the other side. So it didn't matter what side we were on. It would have been both.
To be watching a video on, like, your iPad or something while you're at the movies is crazy.
I know.
Mhm.
Like, how overstimulated do you need to be?
Especially
Like it
that
was
movie. I've heard
I
that
mean
right.
I listened to a podcast about it the other or today actually. It's just like an overload of nonstop references and there's no
Yeah.
plot really. It's just a ADD nightmare movie.
Yeah.
So
But
to
and
have your
I
like
also
iPad
had
that.
out
like a
during
mild
that,
headache. It was horrible.
Yeah, I mean, the crowd at a movie theater can definitely make or break the movie. It affects it so much. That's why I didn't like one battle after another. We've established that. That is why. Had
yeah,
nothing to do with the movie. All to do with that bitch a few rows ahead of us,
she's a
who
real
was also
Rachel.
being performative. Rachel, fucking Rachel.
Well, that kind of leads into my review that I picked from Letterboxd.
What is it?
It's by Mason Jordan. During the wedding speech, someone in the theater yelled, "Shut up" at the screen at full volume. LMFAO. Hashtag fuck you, Rachel. So if somebody does that, it's funny. You know, a one off. I don't want it to happen.
Yeah.
If someone just, while Rachel's talking, just goes, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm for that.
I like
If
that.
it's a big crowd, you're having a good time.
One of these, I thought you were gonna say one of these reviews was like, all my homies hate Rachel.
I don't have any homies, so I was there by myself. I was laughing though.
My favorite review was, wow, what an insane twist. I can't believe that DJ worked with one of the waiters before. The girl next to me, when that guy came on, the backup DJ, during that whole scene, she was like dying laughing. Like she was trying to keep it contained. She wasn't being performative. Like she was trying to hold back her laughter and it was making me laugh because I was like, it's like kind of funny, but like she was like, I just know she knows someone like that.
Yeah, I definitely know what she's talking about. I was feeling the
When
same way.
when he was like, "Are you a gearhead?" She
She was
was like
gearhead.
she, like, could not. She was like, "Bro."
So many dudes like that I ran into when I was in a band and
Mm,
going to shows and photography at shows all the time. You would
yeah,
just end up running into a guy just like that. And I'm like, how do I get out of this fucking
how do
conversation?
I leave? Jaden, what's yours?
Next time, can someone put some warnings for vomit? I'm emetophobia. Thanks.
A lot of
Yeah,
vomiting, yeah.
a lot of
Who's that by?
vomiting.
Who's that by? You got to give credit.
Oh, I didn't give
Sorry.
credit. Hold on.
Lazarine. And then there was another one that said, where did it go?
Mine was by Max, and then the All My Homies one is nameless. So it's just J.
Someone else said, yeah, what she did was questionable, but he's a fucking vampire. He's killed people. That was Leah on film.
Nice. It was crazy to see Edward Cullen in this light.
He kind of like, when in the beginning, when he's looking at her and she's reading her book, and he kind of, you know, the scene in Twilight in the first one when he's in the science classroom with her and he's like internally like
Yeah.
freaking out. He did like the same thing in that, and it was so weird to see because I was like, oh my god, it looks like he like did the exact same thing.
He's
It's
so
weird.
silly and goofy. I keep seeing interviews and like little clips of him, and I'm like, is he on something or is this just him?
No, he's just always
He's
like
just
that.
a silly, goofy. It's just funny
Yeah.
to me because like that was Edward Cullen. Like Edward Cullen is not silly, goofy in any
Yeah.
way. So it's just funny to see him like
Yeah, he's really funny.
Eli.
I picked the one that says, this one's by Starstruck. It said they're going through things you can't even find on Reddit. And I think I agree with that. That was ridiculous. Like, I can't imagine like saying that to someone in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are we? Okay, so the guy who wrote and directed it, Christopher Borgel, I think. How much of this movie do you think isn't it him trying to justify his real life dating a 17-year-old when he was in his 20s and writing an essay about it?
Wait, what?
Say that one more time.
Can you repeat that?
Okay, so you guys know that the dude wrote an essay about when he was like 27 or 28, he was dating a 17-year-old, and it's caused the writer director of the movie.
Fuck.
So he's been getting, dragged the last couple weeks over that. But there is shit about that in the movie, literally that. Yeah. So I was thinking about that, about how much of this movie, what's the worst thing you ever did when you were younger? Was dating a 17-year-old when you were in your 20s?
He looks scary.
So I wonder if this is an entire movie that he made to just justify,
Just to justify it.
just to justify it. You can forgive people for doing something when they were younger,
What I did was bad, but at least I didn't do that.
Right.
That's what he's saying.
Exactly. And how much can we enjoy or not enjoy watch, this movie in general? Are we going to separate the art from the artist, or are we going to cancel this movie? It's a tough call.
There's something about Zendaya and working with interesting people, because the guy that makes Euphoria is also bad vibes, really bad vibes.
Yeah, especially that show he made with The Weeknd.
Yeah.
That was all bad
What
vibes.
show?
Idol.
Yeah, The Idol with Lily Rose Depp.
Didn't see that one.
I'm so glad that actually crashed and burned, because
Yeah, me too.
I was worried that because people were hating it so much that it would turn into people would be hate watching it and it would actually continue to be making more seasons, but it just fell off.
I kind of liked it though, in a weird way.
I hated it so much.
I hated it.
And it made me not like The Weeknd.
Yeah, me too. I didn't like him, but I thought that it did an effective job at making him, since he's so weird and creepy, apparently in real life, that it was kind of effective, even though I didn't like it, but I liked it. It's very strange. I didn't enjoy it, but I appreciated it.
I didn't.
It succeeded at what it was going for.
Enough.
Let's go through this movie a little bit deeper.
Okay, let's do that. Kind of starts off with the coffee shop scene that you were talking about.
Where he gives her the Cullen stare.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of it's flashback, so it's hard to, couldn't take notes in this movie.
You guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I missed the first 5 minutes of this movie.
Oh, so you didn't see how he met her?
No.
Okay,
I didn't walk in until they were at the dinner thing, pretty much.
Okay, so
What?
it starts off.
Until they were telling each other the worst thing they've ever done?
No, it was before that. It was like a scene before that or something. And it was also like when we got there, someone was in our seat and our seat was like in the middle of the row. So it was like,
What is it with people
A whole
not sitting in
thing.
their seats at your theater?
no, literally. And then my seat was broken. Mine was like the only seat that was broken. And I was like, God damn it. But yeah, no, it was like a whole thing. So I missed like the first 5 or so minutes.
Okay.
But I assume they just met.
Well, it
He
starts
kind of
off
told
with
the
him.
story.
Yeah, I think he's telling the story while he's telling his friend, or the best man guy, how they first met, because he's writing his speech. So they're sort of showing what he's writing down on the speech. So it shows their first meeting. And he sees her in the coffee shop, and she gets up and goes to get a refill. So he goes and looks at the book that she's reading, takes a picture of it, goes back to his table and looks it up and looks at the Wikipedia on it. And then he goes and starts talking to her and saying, "Oh, I love that book. I just got done reading it." So he's lying to her about having read the book. But she can't, she has an AirPod in her good ear and she's deaf on the other ear, so she doesn't hear him. So he thinks that she's ignoring him. And then she's like, "Oh, what were you saying?" I'm deaf in this ear." She's like, "Go try it again." So it sets up that like redo. Let's start from the beginning and redo it. So he goes and sits down
Okay.
and comes over and does the whole hitting on her thing all over again.
Mhm.
And then they end up going out and he tells her that he didn't read the book, that he lied about it.
So he's a liar.
And
Right.
she was
But
like, "That's really weird. Why'd you think that's a
Yeah.
weird thing to do?"
and then
Worst
it
thing he's ever
goes
done.
and then it
actually.
goes to their their date where he takes her to where he works at the museum and they get trapped in the doors. Did you see that part? I think
Mm-mm.
that was before. So he goes to the museum and his key card works to get through the first set of doors, but it doesn't work to get through the second set of doors, and then the other doors lock and the alarm goes off. So they're trapped in between the two sets of doors.
Mm-hmm.
He
He's putting
also, when he's talking about the speech and stuff, he talks to his friend and says that he wants to mention like their sex life basically. And the friend is like, "Don't do that." And then
Don't.
that's why it's funny at the end when he does
Okay.
do it.
That's
Got
like
it.
basically the only thing
Why
that he
would
does.
you want to mention that? You're
Yeah.
such a freak.
But yeah,
It kind of reminded me because then he starts saying all the shit that it's the same thing from Marriage Story, where he's talking about all the shit that is annoying, but you find endearing when you love someone and you like them.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
you find quirky and endearing, but
like her
eventually,
laugh, it's actually
right?
repulsive.
Her repulsive laugh and
Mm-hmm.
all the other stuff. So you can see him writing all this down in the speech, which
Yeah.
you see later that he starts deleting all that shit out because it's creepy now that he knows that she's a sociopath, psychopath, or
Yeah.
not. And then shows him the proposal, right? And then they're at the dinner.
I don't even remember how he proposes. Weren't they on the
These
couch or something?
Okay. Charlie proposes to Emma in a heartfelt, slightly awkward, but
Guys,
ultimately
look at this.
romantic scene. Emma says yes without
Look at this
hesitation.
dinner presentation that
What the
Hayden just brought
fuck?
me.
What the
It's
fuck is
lettuce
that?
cups. Sorry. Go on.
Okay, so this fucking outline that I found doesn't say. It just says that he proposes and then she says yes.
Okay.
Kind of,
Too bad we didn't watch the movie.
I know. This was like 5 days ago. You expect me to remember a movie 5 days ago without taking notes?
Crazy. I've watched like 18 movies since then.
I have. I'm
But you
going on
totally don't have time for anything.
going
Totally
on
have
4
no
hours
time.
sleep.
I mean, and then basically they're doing the tasting, right?
Right.
Or no, before that, it was before that they saw their DJ doing heroin in the
Oh,
street.
yes.
Oh yeah, I was
I
on the
saw
way
that.
to smoking it. Only smoking it though, and
That's not that bad.
it's
That's
not
not even
that
the worst
bad.
thing she's ever done.
It's not that bad. Smoking a little opium
Honestly,
is not
okay,
that big of a deal.
listen,
If I saw
what
my
do
DJ doing that, I don't think I would be so freaked out about it.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
like, maybe I'm crazy, but I am not canceling the DJ a week before the wedding because they were smoking a little heroin. Do I
Unless
like
they
it?
showed up, like,
No.
on drugs or something, but she showed up
Yeah,
completely
she
normal,
was
like,
Yeah.
fine,
it's
and, like,
not my problem.
it's not my problem, it's not my business, and imagine trying to find a DJ a week before your wedding. That sounds like a
Well, that's
fucking
what
nightmare.
happens. You get what they got.
And then you get that guy, fucking
And
SpongeBob
who's to
looking ass.
say that it was even heroin she was smoking?
Could've been crack.
I mean, it could have been dabs, right? That's not how you smoke dabs.
Could've been dabs, right?
Yeah.
So old. I don't think that's how you do dabs.
I've seen people do dabs and
They're not doing them right.
I've seen it they put it on tin
How do
foil
you
and they
do
heat it
it?
up and smoke it through a little tube.
Nope. I don't maybe I'm wrong, but I think you still do dabs
Someone
through a
look
little
this up.
pipe.
I
How
think you
to
can.
smoke dabs?
I'm literally looking that up. I'm not joking.
Can you smoke dabs from tin foil and a glass pipe in
Can you
similar
smoke dabs like heroin?
A butane torch to heat a glass or metal nail. This presents a significant risk of burns or accidental fires if not handled with extreme caution.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you can. I've only ever seen it with glass.
I think you can smoke lots of things lots of different ways.
Dabs like
I just put them up
Like-
my butt personally.
wax, like
Yeah.
weed wax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you like grabbed like a little dab of it, and then you'd put it like on a little,
That's why they call it a dab.
on like a little pin, and then you'd put it into like the little receiver, and then that goes through that little piece of metal into the pipe, and you smoke it like that.
Girl, I don't know.
I think you can do it lots of different ways. I've seen someone do it off tinfoil before, so
Dabbing is an art. And there's
Mm.
many
I've seen
mediums.
people smoke out of a water bottle, so I'm sure there's lots of ways.
Yeah, I've done
Yeah.
that.
I'm just saying it
It's
could have
called a
been
gravity
dabs.
bomb.
There's no proof because heroin and dabs are pretty much the same thing. Not the same effect, but they're the same. They look similar, and you can smoke them the same way. I'm
Well,
just
now that
saying.
that's cleared up,
I'm
thank
saying she
God.
deserves a little grace, okay? And they're
I just
overreacting.
think, like, who fucking
Maybe
cares
she
what
was
you're
just
doing in
eating
your
her
free time?
tinfoil dinner.
If you are professional at the wedding, then that's all I care about. And she seemed like she was pretty professional, and that song she was playing was kind of a banger.
Yeah.
So they fucked up.
Well, that's the least bad thing that went
And
wrong in that
also,
wedding.
he was the one that was freaking out about it the most, and then he ended up not even
Yeah.
being too scared to say anything.
But I think that, like, he was more scared about how aggressive she was getting.
Yeah,
Because he was starting to
True.
see, like, her aggressive side. Like, when she was crossing the street
which
and
she
she was
really
freaking
wasn't
out.
that aggressive.
Which
but
she was completely valid in that.
He's just like me though, for real.
In what way?
Giant pussy?
Yeah.
Are you a vampire?
No,
No.
I hate confrontation.
Oh, yeah, me too. But, like, I hate it so much I wouldn't even think about saying anything.
Also, I feel like avoiding confrontation doesn't make you a pussy. I feel like it makes you what's that shit called? Like the selective thing.
A bitch? I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah.
No,
I
like
think it's pussy ass bitch is what it actually is, the official term.
pushover.
I think. Ooh, did you guys hear that?
yeah.
It sounded like a fire extinguisher. Not extinguisher, fire alarm. You know when it beeps?
Yeah.
But it was my
Is it
fork.
not?
No, it was my fork on the plate. And now I can't eat for 5 minutes because I'm disturbed now.
Do you want me to set a timer? We should just rename this
Someone set a timer, please.
we should just rename this
I'm
podcast
in food timeout.
The 4 Levels of Autism.
I can't eat for 5 minutes.
I think with confrontation, it's like there's a balance, right? Like, I think it's mature to not freak out over every little thing, but I think there are some things that you have to kind of have the balls to be confrontational about if it needs to be said or needs to be done. And that's
Yeah.
coming from someone who doesn't have that.
Yeah.
But balance is good.
I've tempered my I've had to temper down my confrontation aggression. I used to get in all sorts of confrontations all the time.
Yeah.
And
You
now I'm
and
just more
mom.
like, yeah.
I'm
just like,
That's probably why I'm not confrontational.
yeah,
Because
probably.
seeing that growing up, I was like, this sucks. Like, I hate
know.
this.
Yeah.
But it's funny because Eli gets mad at the dumbest things and he will be confrontational about things that absolutely do not matter in the slightest. But then when it does matter, he's too scared to say anything. It makes no sense and it's actually aggravating.
He's like that guy in Office Space. The one, have you guys seen that movie?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
So you know the guy who's in the car, he's driving in the traffic and he's rapping, the white guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he sees the black guy pull up next to him, he turns it down and rolls up his window. But the black guy doesn't hear him like singing the gangster rap or rapping along with, I think it was Ice Cube or something. He like turns it down and like, that's Eli. He'll be yelling and screaming at somebody, but as soon as they like see him, he'll like, or if they notice, as long as they don't notice him, he'll yell at somebody in traffic. But if they actually pull up
No,
next to him,
there's-
he'd be,
Yeah, it's real.
That's not true though, because I have like when someone literally did some stupid shit while I was in the car, I rolled my window down and I yelled at the person because they were being
No, yeah,
stupid.
that's what I'm saying though. Like, you just do the dumbest stuff. No, it's actually funny because literally a couple weeks ago, some kid, we were coming home from the movies, and some kid like merged into our lane and like hit us. Right? They like sideswiped us a
you.
little bit. Like,
Yeah.
and he got so mad in the moment, but then when he got out of the car to talk to the guy, he's like, "No, it's fine, bro."
No,
Like, he was like screaming at him
hear me
when
out.
he was in the car.
I realized how aggressive and angry I was, and I was like, "It's not that deep," and I calmed down, and I
Yeah.
told them that I overreacted. But if I had kept my temper and if I had kept being angry, and if I like, I feel like I would have felt like an
I think
asshole
we might have mold in
afterwards.
our car or something. It's like a switch. When he's in
Yeah.
the car, he's a different person.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
I
okay.
steps
highly
out and he's
recommend avoiding road rage because people are fucking crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, I had horrible road rage when I was in Phoenix, and I flipped some guy off one time, and he literally was trying to tried running me off the road, and he was following me.
Yeah. Nope.
And he would not leave me alone, and he made me roll my window down and everything. And I was like, You're fucking
No.
like, he was
Fucking
crazy.
crazy. Yeah, people are fucking crazy. I don't
Like,
know
I had to call
why.
the cops.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn. No, people are
and never
scary.
again.
I'll never forget, I don't know why, it's, like, burned into my brain, but one time, mom was driving me to McKenna's house, and we pulled up to a red light, and she was like something was going on with the truck next to us where he got pissed off or she got pissed off, and they both rolled their windows down. I was in the passenger seat, mind you, so mom had to yell over me to the man that was right here, and the man's, like, mom was in the car, like, his like 70, 80-year-old mom or something. And mom was like, "Fuck you, blah, 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 blah." And he literally was like, "Fuck you. I will fucking kill you, you whore." And I was like, and I was so scared. And she's like, "Fuck you." Like she like did not care at all. It didn't even phase her for
Jesus.
a second. She's like, "Yeah, fuck you, blah, blah, blah." And we drove away and I was like, "Mom, like, you shouldn't do that. Like that guy was scary." And she's like, "He's not gonna fucking do anything, that pussy with his mom in the car." I'm like, "You're insane." You're like,
I
he
think
looked her dead in the eyes like, "I will fucking kill you." And I was like, "Oh my god."
Darian, I think by the time Jaden was old enough to would be old enough to remember this, she didn't do it anymore, but when you were younger, do you remember her cup full of change that she had in the car that to
No.
chuck at people on the freeway if they did anything?
What?
Yeah, she just had,
Bro.
like a jar full of pennies that and if somebody cut her off
Bro,
or anything, she'd
Our
get ahead of
mom
them
is crazy.
and just throw a handful of pennies at their windshield.
she had some unreleased rage.
Truly, like, I'm shocked that no one ever did anything because, like, people are just crazy. I don't trust people.
Yeah, there's a few times that I remember where she would be the one driving and something like that would happen in the same scenario that you just described, Darian, where I'm like
Mhm.
then I'm yelling at the guy and I'm getting out of the car and
Worse.
I'm like, "You don't fucking talk to my wife like that. I'll fucking kill you. I'll chop your fucking head off."
Just reminds me of the best road rage incident that I've ever had, which was when I was in Idaho for Christmas. That story I told you about the guy in the parking lot. I'll tell it again because it was
Oh,
so
yeah.
funny. Hayden and I were driving in a Target parking lot around Christmas time, picking up something, and this car just goes flying through the parking lot past a stop sign and almost hits us. And I was kind of like, whoa, like taken aback a little bit, but I didn't say anything. Don't partake in road rage. And, like, I just don't. Like, it just scares me. I was just kinda like, "What the fuck?" And he drives by and, like, literally his mom is driving, and he leans across her from the passenger seat, just gives us the double bird so hard, like, "Fuck you." And I'm like, "I literally didn't even do anything, sir." And actually, I lied. I did partake in road rage because I was like, after he flipped me off, I was like, okay, fuck you, fuck you. So we're flipping each other off. And then I go about living my life and I drive like to the other side of the parking lot and it's a dead end. So I have to turn around. And just past the dead end is like the exit of the Target parking lot. And I see the guy and his mom leaving the parking lot, so I flip them off one more time for good measure. And then I'm turning around, like I back up and I'm like, literally trying to turn around. And all of a sudden I hear something hit the car and I was like, what the fuck was that? And Hayden, I look back and he threw a snowball at our car. He got out of the car, made a snowball, and threw it at us. And I looked back and he flipped me off again.
He won that. He won that hardcore.
Absolutely won. It actually made me laugh so hard that I actually felt like we were friends. But, like, the fact that he was like, "Mom, pull over, pull over." He got out of the car, took the time. It was so funny. That's how people fight in Idaho, apparently. I'll never forget that.
I had a gun pulled on me
Okay.
in Idaho.
By Zendaya?
No, it was so I was going down the road and this God, this was like this is in the 90s and this car goes to pass us. My friend was driving, I was in the passenger seat. And he goes to pass us and there's a truck coming the other way. So my friend had to slam on the brakes for this guy to like cut us off and barely so he didn't have a head on collision with the truck coming the other way. So I'm like 18 or 19 and I'm sticking my head out the window. I'm like, fuck you, motherfuckers. I'm flipping him off. I'm like, we're honking at him. I'm like, go faster, get him. We're gonna follow him. Gonna kick the guy's ass. And then the passenger of their car he sticks his whole body out the window with the gun pointed right at us. And we're like,
Jesus.
just like right at the windshield. And my friend slammed on the brakes. He's like, okay, we're done. We're done with that.
Okay. Sorry.
and
We
we called
drove
the
home in
cops.
silence after that.
No, we called the cops. We pulled over to the gas station and called the cops because it was a California car, had California plates. So we're like, we're gonna get this California motherfucker. And the cops like, we think we wrote down the license plate and everything. And they're like, well, nothing we can, your word against theirs. I'm like, he's fucking pulled a gun on us on this fucking regular street.
What are cops for?
Nothing.
That's crazy though. And yeah, that's exactly why you
Yeah.
shouldn't play around with it. It's not worth it. It's truly not. Just go on
Yeah.
living your life. You might get a snowball, you might get a gun. Who's to
Or
say?
did I tell you about the Jack in the Box drive-through story?
Mm-mm.
We were at a party at a friend's house. This is in Phoenix. And we're like, oh, let's do a Jack in the Box run. So we all pile into my friend's car. And we're late at night, 2 in the morning, a Jack in the Box. And there's a big line, and we're there forever. And there was a car in front of us with a whole bunch of Dallas Cowboys stickers. And I'm pretty drunk. So I just start yelling out the window, fuck the Cowboys. Just,
You sound like you were so annoying growing up.
oh, yeah, very. And I'm just trying to be funny. I'm trying to make everybody laugh, but trying to be an asshole at the same time. And we're all laughing and everything. And we're just behind him for like 30 minutes of me just yelling out the window.
Jesus.
We finally get our shit and we drive back to the party and we take all the Jack in the Box back to the party and everything. And then we're all sitting in the backyard. And all of a sudden, just like rocks and bottles and shit come flying over the wall. Like all the shit is getting rained down on us. And I guess what had happened is they waited after Jack in the Box and followed us back
Mm-hmm.
and then just started attacking us with shit.
I mean, did anyone get hurt?
I think they broke the windows of the person's house that we were at.
Shit.
Like
Okay.
it was like serious. They were trying to it was like big rocks. Like they were trying to like hit us with rocks, like for
Oh my
serious.
God.
Yeah, like
Damn.
throwing
I
beer
was
bottles
expecting
and
like little
everything.
pebbles like from the front yard or
Oh
something,
no, it
and
was
maybe some cans.
like big old river rocks, like chucking over huge rocks, like
Oh
trying to hit
Jesus
us.
fucking Christ. Okay. Yeah, people are crazy.
Yeah. You remember remember that when we lived over by Miss Tammy's house, that house?
Mhm.
Remember we
Yeah.
had that lime tree in the backyard?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it was lemons.
Yeah. Yeah,
It
it
was
was
lemons.
lemons. So we were having a party. You guys weren't there. We were all drunk and we just started throwing lemons randomly into the neighborhood from the backyard.
Such a
Like,
waste.
because there was so many of them. They were just on the ground, like hundreds of lemons everywhere. So we just started chucking lemons in every direction, everywhere, like in all directions, as far as we could throw them for like 45 minutes. Don't know where
Annoying.
these lemons are going.
That's insane considering my babysitter was in that neighborhood.
Yeah, I know. But so
You could have
eventually
killed her.
eventually the cops come.
That's just like embarrassing.
Well, the cops come and we go outside and we just go out there. We're like, there's lemons flying everywhere. We've been hit by so many lemons. What is going on? They're like, yeah, we got a call. Somebody's throwing lemons everywhere. We're like, I know. This is crazy. We've been hit by so many lemons. They're just hitting the house. They're flying everywhere.
The giant lemon tree in the backyard.
Yeah.
My friend has a concussion. Actually, one hit her square in the forehead.
Right.
It's really fucked up. I hope you guys figure out who it is.
You better figure this out.
That's hilarious. They didn't come look around. They didn't look at the lemon tree in the
No,
backyard.
because there was all the other neighbors were out in the front. Like everybody in the neighborhood was out in the front of their houses, like
No
milling around,
way.
waiting for the cops to come. So we just kind of like joined the group of all the people. We're like, yeah, lemons are hitting us too.
You guys were like
Everybody-
drunk too. They're like, yeah, someone's throwing lemons.
No,
It's
I'm
crazy.
pretty good at playing off, sobering up.
Mm-hmm.
Like the
That's
time
really
that I got pulled over for drunk driving and was very drunk and didn't.
That's the worst thing you've ever done.
Yeah, that's definitely
Yeah.
the worst thing you've ever done. That's crazy.
Sheesh. I failed the alphabet test frontwards and backwards.
I probably would fail that too, backwards.
Failed the walking test, and well, I think I did okay on the walking test and touching your nose and everything, but he gave me a
Mhm.
breathalyzer and I thought for sure I was fucked, but I passed the breathalyzer.
I thought you don't have to take the breathalyzer if you do the walking one.
Well, I don't know,
Because then what's the point of even making me do all this walking stuff? Just breathalyze me.
but I passed. Well,
You
they let
passed.
me go.
That's crazy.
And I had my
I said, okay, drive
nails.
safe.
I was leaving a show in Scottsdale. I had makeup
Mhm.
on and my nails painted black.
He's like, you scare me. Go home.
You have bigger fish to fry.
I think I passed the breathalyzer because I ate a bunch of old In-N-Out fries from the night from earlier in the evening. I shoved
Really
them in my
soaked it
mouth.
all up.
I did.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah. Such is life.
Yeah, so this movie, so they're getting drunk at the tasting. They're trying all the food and they're being, little rich bastards and making the staff stay all night. The guy's like, "We're not a bar."
And he was very valid for that.
Very valid.
This
And
part
that's
actually kinda pissed me off a little bit.
yeah. And this is sort of the turning point of the whole movie. This is where the drama starts. They go around like we did and say the worst things they've ever done in their life. Let me pull up their names.
Rachel's was actually really bad.
Yeah, she's the worst. She is the
Yeah.
bad one, which is
She
why
needs to go back to licorice pizza.
so Mike used his girlfriend as a human shield to protect himself from a dog, which isn't even that bad. I mean, it's bad and it's bitch mode, but it's
It's pussy shit for sure.
pussy shit, but it's not like this pre-planned thing. It's sort of like a jerk reaction of what a pussy would do.
Also, Mike is gay.
For sure.
He can pretend he's not, but he is.
He's definitely in the closet. He's the one who's in the closet along with what Rachel does.
Yeah. That's who
Rachel
Rachel locked in the closet.
right. Rachel is by far the worst one
I don't know
because
if it's the worst.
it's the worst. She locked a mentally challenged kid in a closet in the middle of nowhere and didn't tell anyone about it, even though that kid could have died. The only reason why it didn't end up being bad is because he was found. If he wasn't found and she never told him, he just would have died in that closet. He would have starved to death or, dehydrated himself to death. And no
Yeah.
one would have known where this kid went. That is
That's bad.
crazy, bad shit. Not the locking in the closet thing, just the not telling anybody about it after the fact. And she
Right.
just plays this whole thing off like it's not that big of a deal. And then I mean, Zendaya's thing could have been bad.
Zendaya. That's why it made it so much more shocking, though, is because, like, you see Rachel's thing and you're like, Jesus. And even the way she's looking at Rachel when she's saying it is like, wow, you're fucked up for that. And then
Mhm.
she tells her thing, and it's like, oh, it's like way worse.
But
I
it's
think
not
it's
worse. It
I
could have
feel
been
like
worse.
it's worse.
It's
Could have been
worse.
worse.
It sounds worse.
It sounds worse, but
I
it isn't
think
actually worse because she didn't do it.
well, yeah, but, like, the only reason she didn't do it was because someone else did it and took her, like, limelight for it, so she
Sure.
didn't do it, and then
But
she
I don't think that's the only reason. But she also didn't say that. She
but
said
then
that
also
to, what's his name?
well, like, that happened, and then everyone like, she saw everyone's reaction, and, like, people started giving her some attention and wanting to be her friend because they bonded over the trauma of one of their other classmates dying at this mall shooting, you know? But, like, she had every intention of doing it before that happened.
Yeah, but she didn't do it though.
Right, but I feel like even having the thought to do it is, like that's pretty bad.
I feel
Yeah.
like kids have. Me and Eli had a whole conversation about this for like an hour, and I feel like this is why it really comes down to gun control because kids are fucking horrible and they have horrible judgment and they will do the meanest things and just they have no most kids have pretty much no empathy. Not no empathy, but like especially if something like sets them off. And it doesn't seem like she had like parents that were present. She was
It's a
literally going around her
thousand
house.
Right.
It's 1,000% the dad's fault
Yes,
for
and that's
that
like
gun not being secured.
Yeah,
I
what the
don't-
fuck? She's,
I
like,
think-
hanging out with it.
especially with the start of the internet, like really the start of the internet is when it seemed like she was doing these things. She got absorbed into this thing on the internet, this
Romanticization. Yeah, no, I can't say it either.
I
Hello?
can't even say it, but you know what I'm saying. Like where it's romanticized, and I genuinely think that if she had no access to guns and she had better parents, she would not have done that. It wasn't like she's
Yeah.
a sociopath or a psychopath. What is his name? Like the husband, Charlie?
Charlie?
When
Yeah.
Charlie was later saying, like, imagine how many people, especially in the United States, have thought about doing this type of thing and gotten close to it and you never knew because they
That
didn't
was,
end up
like-
doing it.
That really made me think.
Yeah, exactly. That's like, and you would never know because it's probably way more common than you think.
Well, yeah, because of how many times it actually does happen. There's probably
Exactly.
100 times
Right.
more people who have gone that far and then changed their mind or
Right. So
come
it's
to their
like,
senses or get scared off.
if it's a child, it's
Yeah, I just
hard because like especially if they didn't do it, it's so much easier to sympathize or like not sympathize but like empathize, I guess, because children's brains are like fucked up, like so fucked up, especially when they don't have good resources and family and they're put in this environment and
Mhm.
I don't think that you can it's like horrible to think about, but you have to like empathize and like see why they're doing it before you be like, they're a psychopath or whatever. I'm gonna
Yeah.
call the cops on you. Well, first of all, what the fuck are the
What the fuck
cops
are they
gonna
gonna
do?
do? Yeah, that whole scene where she
Yeah,
was like,
for
"I
a
guess I
thought
would call the
crime.
cops." Yeah, a thought crime. Well, Zendaya did say she brought the weapon to school.
Right,
Like,
but
she was
like,
gonna
there's
do
no
it.
way to prove that.
Yeah,
I
Right,
there's
no,
no
I'm
way
not
of
saying
proving
for the
that.
cops, I'm just saying I think it went beyond just a thought. I
It
think it was,
did,
like,
for
it was getting
sure.
into action mode,
But
and
then,
that's where I'm
like,
like, yeah, you can have a fucked up thought when you're a kid, like, I had fucked up thoughts when I was a kid about doing like, stupid shit, not like that, but, like, like,
Right,
you're so
right.
emotional well, okay, honestly, I'll be like, when I was a kid and I was, like, really, really if I was, like, really emotional or, like, I was just going through a bad time, I'd be like, "What if I killed myself? Like, what if I did?"
yeah, exactly, but that's
But, like, I never would, but it's like a thought, you're like, "What if I did?" Like, everyone would be so pissed that I did that, or, like, not pissed, but, like, if mom was being a huge bitch, being like, "Well, maybe I'll kill myself," and she'll feel bad about it. That's so crazy to say.
that's exactly my point though, is like, even us as just normal ass kids that didn't have guns around and just literally had basic ass lives, we still had those crazy thoughts of like, I'm gonna do this crazy drastic thing to
Yeah,
myself, but
but it was
still.
it was always, like, truly, like, a flittering thought, like, it was
Right.
I would never actually even get into, like, go mode on that, like, it was like a,
Right, but that's
"Nah, I'm not
because
going to,"
we
but
weren't in the situation that a child like that is. Like, if
Right.
you have a shitty home life and
Mhm.
you have no
No
friends or you're
friends.
being bullied. I don't know if she was necessarily being bullied,
I
to
think
be
she was, that
honest.
girl, like, pushed her into the pond or whatever.
Well, okay, then if you're being bullied and you have a horrible home life and you also have access to guns and you're online all the time and you're specifically in forums or whatever the fuck where they're romanticizing
Yeah.
gun violence and mass shootings, then it's a recipe for disaster and it's a child. Like they're easily influenced like crazy. And I don't
Yeah.
think that that means that she's like a sociopath or a bad person. And I think if she didn't do it because when she realized how horrible it was after a kid was killed and she
Mhm.
completely changed
She did a
how she felt.
180.
Yeah, like she
Yeah.
advocated for gun control and all those things. Like I
Yeah.
don't think that it's horrible, but you have to understand. Like, have to have the context,
Right.
and
Yeah,
I feel
no,
like her
I
for
friend didn't
completely
sure.
have the context and was just like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I agree. I
and
think it's just, like, very shocking.
I don't think
yeah.
if it wasn't for Rachel that none of this would have happened. I mean,
Well,
it would
I
I think
think
they would have gone home and talked about it,
yeah,
and she
well
could have explained the context without it was all the pressure she was getting from Rachel
yeah.
and the dude.
I mean, to be fair, I think, like, because I totally agree with what Jaden's saying, but at the same time, like, if Hayden revealed to me that when he was younger, he planned a school shooting and, like, almost did it, it would really, like it would make me take a step back and be like, "Whoa, like, maybe I
Yeah.
don't know you like I thought I did," which is what I feel like he was going through, like, he loves who she is, and he doesn't think that she's a sociopath now and hasn't thought that, but, like, now that he has the context of knowing that that's where she was at one point. The things that she does now, like her outbursts and stuff, like now he's like, whoa, like does she have underlying anger? Like when she came in with the knife when she was like cutting fruit or something and
Oh, yeah, so
he was
good.
jumping. That was great. But it's like, it's hard. It's hard to hear that and to try to make sense of it and ask yourself if you're okay with your partner having that past. I don't feel like she's a bad person. I don't think that she should have to be like shamed for her whole life about it, but I do understand, like, his point of view too, where he was kinda, like, nervous about it.
Yeah, no, there definitely I get his point of view, but I think that it would have inevitably been handled better if it wasn't for Rachel.
Yeah, fuck Rachel.
Right. And there was a part so the part where she got knocked into the puddle thing, did you guys catch the part where she had the headphones in and the girl's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," like, apologized, but she didn't hear it because she had the headphones in?
No, but that's why I was
Wow.
saying I feel like she didn't really
Yeah.
get bullied
I thought
because,
she was
like,
saying sorry in,
Yeah, I'm
like a
not
bitchy
sure.
way, like, "Sorry."
I think it what it was trying to say because there was all the flashbacks and fantasy things that didn't actually happen, that weren't real through the
Mhm.
whole thing, so I wasn't sure if it was a sarcastic sorry or if they were implying the filmmaker was implying that it was an actual accident. She perceived it as bullying because she couldn't hear the apology.
This is a movie that I feel like I would like to watch again.
Mhm.
'Cause it
Mhm.
seems like one where you would get more context the more you watch it.
Yeah.
'Cause that's a good point, I didn't even think about that. I just assumed that it was like a, "Sorry," like
Yeah, I'm not sure, yeah, because I it was definitely saying that she didn't hear the apology, but I don't know if it was a sincere or sarcastic apology.
but I
And
think that happened I think that happened before she fucked with her ear, though.
It did, yeah, but she had her both her headphones in
Oh,
because she
okay.
dropped her MP3 player, I think it was, or maybe a CD player
Yeah.
into the water.
Yeah, yeah.
But then when the girls, like, ever heard of deodorant, that was actual bullying.
True.
But,
So
like, if you haven't had
right.
But
put on some fucking deodorant.
no,
But I know how she feels to a lesser extent because I'm not black or a woman, a girl, so it's worse, of course, but she's a military kid, so that's why they moved around a lot, so that's why she's always going to new schools. So I had to go to every
yeah.
3 years, I was in a new school as well. So you do have to learn how to assimilate into a situation without becoming a school shooter, of course, but
Yeah, because like she said that she moved when she was 14 to just this random place and had no friends, and I'm like,
Sounds like
sounds a little
Jaden.
familiar.
Did
Mm.
you think about shooting up your school?
No, but I definitely was hyper aware of other kids that I thought were going to, and I would frequently comment on it to some people. I'd be like, that guy's kind of scary. He looks like he's gonna shoot up the school. And then I became friends with that kid, and he was fucking crazy. So
And then he
I was
told you he
kind
was
of
going to.
no, he didn't, but like I feel like he definitely thought about it. But
Yeah,
like
there
I don't know.
one of the few girl school shooters was in Rigby a few years ago, if you remember that.
No, I don't.
Yeah, Rigby High, girl came to school, shot some
Yep.
people.
That's crazy.
I don't know,
I'm
I can't
actually
keep up with these
shocked.
anymore.
I'm shocked that that didn't happen at any of the schools near us because I mean there was a lot of kids that were that killed themselves, like a lot, but not anyone.
Wait, where?
In Idaho
Really?
Falls, there was a lot of kids that killed themselves.
Damn.
All my friends used to bring hunting rifles to school all the
I thought you
time.
were gonna say all my friends killed themselves.
No, they would during hunting season, people just had their guns in their trucks, like, on the truck rack, and they'd bring them in to, show their friends, like, we just had guns in
That's
our school all the
fucking
time.
insane.
I think that a lot of it has to do with a lot of the kids were like probably gay or something like that, and they're Mormon, so so then they kill themselves.
Yeah, I think that
Why would
happens
you
a
wanna
lot
go to
there.
hell faster?
that's crazy.
God.
I think a lot of it is they do it because they feel like they're never gonna get accepted by their family.
Yeah, no, sad. Should've made
Not
a
to
joke
step
about
on
it.
your joke. Sorry.
But, I mean, it's a valid point, like, truly, if you think you're going to hell, 1, because you're gay, 2, because you killed yourself, why not just live your life and enjoy the time you have before you have to go deal with all that eternal damnation stuff?
Well, it just goes to prove how stupid the kids are at that age and how they make terrible decisions.
Exactly.
True.
True. True.
And you shouldn't be judged on it for your entire life. I
I think
mean,
the biggest villain in this movie
Is
is
Rachel.
the parents.
it's the dad for not putting that locking that fucking gun up.
Like, and not I just it's crazy because like you're if I was a parent and my child did that because I left guns around and I wasn't monitoring what they were doing online or like being a parent, I would feel horrible. And like cuz you
Yeah.
just set your child up to have this guilt for the rest of their life and have to explain this to future partners or whatever unless they keep it hidden for the rest of their lives. Like that's something that you did and you have to have on your mind even if you don't like feel the same way, like you're gonna have that guilt for the rest of your life because the parent didn't do what they were supposed to do.
Do parents get in trouble for their kids shooting up schools? Like, if they can prove that the gun was not properly stored
Yeah.
away, like, do they get charged with anything?
It
There was
probably
a
depends on where it's at,
there was a
the
guy
laws.
that like a couple year was it a couple years ago? I don't know. But I was watching a video about it the other day and there was a kid that went to a middle school or something and he like I think it was it Uvalde? The one where he killed like a lot of kids and then teachers. I mean, they're all like that, but the one where
Mhm.
the cops didn't
Yeah, didn't go in.
go in.
Mhm,
Which one was
mhm.
that?
That
I
was
don't
Uvalde,
remember.
yeah.
I think it was this one where the dad like didn't have the gun. Maybe this was a different one. There's so many of them. But the dad didn't have it locked up correctly or he like I think he gifted it to his son actually. And the dad went to jail too.
Mm.
So
Did you ever think about school shootings growing up?
Yeah, for
Not
sure.
at
I
all.
did. Well, yeah, not you, but, like, I definitely did, and I'm sure
When we would
Jaden
have
and Eli did.
drills, they
Yeah, the
never were very
lockdowns.
they never were very clear on if it was a drill or not. So
Yeah,
I was
and
always like,
also
"This is it."
we definitely had a couple that were not drills, but it
Yeah.
wasn't something happening at the school, it was, like, something happening around the school.
Mhm.
That just reminded me. I had from when I lived in my grandparents' house from 5th grade through 7th grade, I had full access to my grandpa's guns. In fact, my grandpa was like, "Just take the guns out and just set up all your action figures to practice aiming on them." So I would just be in the living room with my grandpa's rifle, just dry firing, like shooting dudes, like to get better at target practice.
Jesus
I do feel
Christ.
like middle school was a little safer than like high school because our Paseo was completely surrounded by gates. Like it probably, if they really wanted to, I guess they probably could have just jumped the gate.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
But
that gate
like,
ain't stopping no
it's
one.
not as easy as like my high school didn't have a gate at all. There was nothing. It was just the high school. You could walk in. Anyone
Really?
could walk in if they wanted to. Yeah, both of them. So that was definitely scarier. And also the second high school I went to, because I technically went to three. The second one, the new one, it was just completely windows all around. At least the first one was like a fucking bomb shelter. Literally, it was built to be a bomb shelter. So there was no windows. But that also would be scary because then you can't even jump out of a window or anything. But yeah, the second one was completely just all windows. So someone could just shoot you from like not even in the school.
Have you guys ever seen, like, the people that are obsessed with the guys that shot up Columbine? That are,
Mm-mm.
like, in love with them? There's, like, a
Mm-mm.
whole fandom of those 2 guys, and people are just like, "Oh, they're so hot, like, but I love them." Crazy.
I told you about. So I went on a date a couple years ago. Very
Yeah,
nice
you
person.
did tell us about this.
Didn't work out. Nothing wrong. Just not a connection. But we went out on
Mhm.
one date, and during this date, she told me that she went to Columbine and was there when it happened, and she was friends with the two guys. Like they were good friends.
Oh my god. That's
So she
so
was there when it
crazy.
happened as a survivor, and she was just telling me all the crap about how documentarians and Michael Moore was, she turned down all these movies. Like she could have been in Bowling for Columbine, but she didn't want to do it.
Wow.
She tried to get interviewed.
I bet that fucked her up.
Oh yeah, pretty much. Yeah, for a long time.
Man, that's crazy. You just never know.
Nope.
It's scary. So, anyway,
So yeah, this movie, that's when it starts getting funny.
school shootings can be funny too.
Like hilarious. This is when
Yeah.
Charlie starts having his like basically a mental breakdown about what he should do about the whole thing. He finds that mug about
Mhm.
if you don't give me
Yeah.
coffee, I'll shoot you. Throws it in the trash.
I love when they go to the photographer and she's like, "I'm gonna shoot your parents, then I'm gonna
Yeah.
shoot your
I'm gonna shoot you.
grandparents,
And I'll shoot
then I'll shoot
you.
both of you."
The whole
That was
theater
good.
was dying when that happened.
That was
Literally.
good.
Or the part you mentioned before where she comes in with the knife and then
Mhm.
do
He's
you
like,
think
"Ah,"
I was gonna stab you? And then she's like,
and
"Urgh."
then she does it again.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, this movie was actually pretty funny.
eventually we get to the part where Rachel says that she has to ask permission from her cousin because there was that part during
Yeah.
the where she said her cousin was put paralyzed in a school shooting.
Mhm.
So she's making it all about her being super
Right, of course.
performative, and she has to ask permission from her cousin if she can go to the wedding, her blessing,
I'm
which
sorry, but, like, why did she even go to the wedding? If
yeah,
she was just gonna be a salty bitch the whole time.
I think she went to the wedding specifically to do that speech, to be a bitch
Huge bitch.
and ruin it. But Charlie tries to cut her off, the cousin, and basically kind of assaults her in the middle of the street.
For
Looks so
love, you have to
bad.
do crazy things, or what did he say?
I
You
don't
have
remember.
to embarrass yourself.
Ooh, also the part where when she was younger and she was trying to record her like suicide video or whatever,
Yes, and it
and it
kept
just kept crashing.
She had to do the update, and then it would just
Yeah.
blue
That
screen
was
to
so
death.
funny.
That was good.
The universe was trying to stop her, was
Trying to
sending
tell
her a
her.
message.
Yeah.
Oh,
See.
what other good stuff was in this movie?
The part where Charlie was going so insane with everything after talking to what's his coworker's name?
The best man guy? Or when
Nope.
he tries to
Yeah.
when he tries to hook up with her
Yeah.
and then he stops himself.
Yeah,
Misha.
because Misha, yeah. when he asks her what she would do in his situation without revealing who it was. And she was like, I would not be with them. I would call the cops, which is crazy. And so he just freaks out, throws that chair, goes in the office and is like crying. And she goes in there to see if he's okay. And I just thought it was so funny, like, because he's about to get married. She's dating that Blake guy. And they like kissed a couple times. And then she's like bent over the thing. She's ready. She said,
Oh,
here you
yeah.
go. And then he was like, what the fuck am I doing? But she was just like, she didn't even look like she was that into it. Like, she just looked like it was actually kind of sad.
It was.
I mean, it's Robert Pattinson. What are you going to do?
True. But yeah, they didn't end up doing anything. They kissed, which is bad, but he was just like freaking out. And then after that, it's pretty much the wedding.
Yeah.
Or they fire the DJ. They go through that whole scene, but we already
Oh.
talked about that. Yeah, and then we're pretty much at the wedding.
The best wedding movie ever.
So good. If you're looking for a movie to watch on your wedding day while you're getting ready, this is a great one.
It'll make you feel a
Perfect.
lot better about whatever you're going through on your wedding day.
True. Unless, of course,
it's worse.
Yeah,
It would be really hard for it to be worse
it
than
would.
this.
Unless you actually did shoot up a school. I don't know what to tell you.
When the fucking DJ makes the huge noise, he's like, they didn't get me the right cables. These
my
aren't the cables I
God.
asked for.
That scared the shit out of me and then made me laugh like half a second later. These were not the
Hilarious.
cables I requested. But they're doing some toast, like the dad does his toast and talks about how his rifle went missing and how,
That made me cringe so much. Oh my god.
yeah.
I saw a review that said that like if you hate secondhand embarrassment, this is not the movie for you.
I saw
thought it
that
was so true.
too.
It's definitely my first my thought that I messaged over to my friend Josh was like it's like a Tim Robinson skit and a Safdie Brothers movie smashed together.
Yeah, it was I love stuff that makes me cringe though. Like I love The Office and that kind of humor.
But you
But a
don't
lot
like
of
I
people
think you
don't
should
like it.
leave.
No, I like it. It's just like to me that I think you should leave. It's like it's a lot of yelling and just being like over the top and it's just like I don't find things to be funny just because they're louder. Like comedians that just like are really really loud. I'm like you're not funnier cuz you're louder. You're just kind of being annoying. It's not the awkward stuff. I love the awkward stuff. It's just the like constant yelling that I'm like, okay, I get it.
Have you watched The Chair Company?
Mm-mm.
It's it doesn't have the yelling in it like some of his other stuff does, but it's
Okay.
so cringe and so
Like
uncomfortable.
what was
Secondhand
that
embarrassment,
movie? What was that movie that he was
friendship.
in with yeah, I liked it.
Okay, then you'll like The Chair Company.
Yeah.
The Chair Company is insane. The levels that it goes to.
Yeah,
You'll
no, I
love it.
do. I like the secondhand embarrassment, even when it makes me cringe. But yeah, her dad starts talking about how she became an activist for gun violence, and Rachel's over there just fuming, just laughing, being a bitch, as she does. Which, like, do you think that this just really bothered her so much?
No, I think
Or do you think she was just like, I
I
don't
think
get it?
I think she's the true psychopath of this movie. That's why she's the villain, because she is the one who started this whole conversation in the first place by bringing up and forcing her
Oh,
husband to say
yeah.
the thing he didn't want to say. And then she says the thing that's by far worse than everything because it actually happened and she followed through with it and did it and
Yep.
basically killed this kid. If he didn't get found, like I said before, he would have died and she would be a murderer. And she just blows it off like she didn't do anything wrong. And then she's bringing her cousin into it. She's just being a little stinker. Like she
Little
is the cause.
stinker.
She's the cause of all of this. She's the true number one villain of this whole thing, other than the dad, of course,
Yeah.
from a root cause, but mostly out of neglect, not out of actual malice. But she's
Yeah.
the one who's actively being evil through
Yeah.
this entire movie. She caused all of it.
Yeah. So after the dad gives his speech, then she does her passive aggressive speech. And then Emma goes to the bathroom after that speech because she's upset. She wants to like get herself together. And when she's in the bathroom, she hears Misha. That's her name, right? Misha? Is that what you said? She heard Misha talking to someone about a shooting. And so she's like, oh my God, she knows. How does she know? She probably thinks Rachel told her. And she's like, oh my God, is this spreading around? I have to stop this. So she's talking to Charlie about it in their room. And Charlie is trying to play it cool because he knows what happened with Misha. And he's like, no, it's probably fine. And whatever. So she's like, well, I'm going to go grab her. Goes and grabs Misha, comes in, and she's like, can I just say he kissed me first? And I was like, fuck. And so that obviously upsets Emma. They go back. It's time for the bride and groom to do their speeches. It's supposed to be Emma, but she's refusing. So then Charlie goes and he gives his absolute fumble of a speech, which is probably a lot closer to what his original speech was going to be. Now that you mentioned that about like bringing up their sex life, very awkward.
But that's the only thing that he talks about. The one thing that
Yeah,
he wasn't gonna talk about.
yeah. And the laugh, he brought up the laugh.
He
So
basically just says the worst shit. He's like, "You have a
yeah, it was
terrible laugh,
horrible.
but the
It was
sex is
horrible.
good."
Yeah, it was bad. And then I feel like he did mention something about the school shooting, but not saying it specifically.
He
I
said,
feel like
"Even if you had killed someone, I would still love you," or whatever.
yeah, 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 yeah. And so it was just a mess. So then and then he brings up Misha. He's like, something, especially not with Misha. And then Misha's boyfriend, Blake, is like, oh, what happened? Then Blake goes and headbutts him, which I'm sorry. Control your man.
No, before
Like,
the headbutt, it just cuts to him walking inside his
yeah, yeah,
apartment with his face all completely fucked up, and then
right.
we get a flashback to the headbutt.
Right, right, right. But yeah, the story is that he goes up and he headbutts him. And Misha's like, "Oh my god, Blake, use your words." Yeah.
Blake's a little aggro.
I feel like, it's not ideal to find out that your girlfriend and the groom, like something happened, but maybe don't go headbutt him in the middle of the wedding.
That's
Maybe
something
don't.
I would have done, like, 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's giving toxic masculinity. It's giving can't control your emotions. Yeah. So, anyway,
He's trying to get a hold of her. He keeps
yeah,
calling her, messaging
alone in the
him,
apartment.
and then he ends up going to a diner, the
Yeah.
shitty diner
Wait,
that they talked about at the
this is
beginning.
something that we didn't talk about was he plays that song that he mentioned that Zendaya, Emma, would play whenever she wanted to piss him off or whenever he was having a bad day or something, and he starts dancing to it upstairs. But that reminds me when they were doing the dance lessons. I did see that part. That's the first scene I saw. They were doing dance lessons, and
Oh,
Emma
that
was
dance
like,
teacher is such a bitch.
yeah, yeah, for why? Like, Emma was like, "It's a little too formal, it's too rehearsed, like, I just kinda wanna do something fun," and she plays that song. That scene was kinda weird to me.
What
Like, why was she being such a bitch?
I think this movie as another layer on top of all its other things that it's trying to do, it's also a criticism of the whole performative wedding industry in the first place. I think
Mhm.
that's just a whole other thing. So I think that's what that whole scene is for. It's just
Which we can talk
making
about
fun of
this
it.
more when we finish, like, the whole movie, but I was wondering throughout this movie, like, what is this movie about? Like, what is it trying to say? What's the message? So I feel like do you think it's like that love is messy and like people aren't perfect? And so, like, this whole performative thing that everything's so perfect all the time is like stupid?
Yes.
Or is it like that you're supposed to love people for like that the whole point is you're supposed to love people for like their good and their bad? And it
I
doesn't
think
always have to be.
I think it's 70% a mockery of performativeness and the Kardashians, for lack of, that lifestyle, like the Instagram fake lifestyle that everybody puts on,
Mhm.
where everybody just puts their perfect life out into the world and how that translates into like bridezillas and how weddings are so dumb, for lack of a better word, for spending all this money and time to make this perfect thing when everything underneath of it could be complete bullshit.
Mhm.
And then it's 30% justifying having a 17-year-old girlfriend when you're 28 years old
Perfect.
and how you should forgive people for making mistakes when you're younger. What do you think, Jaden?
I don't even know, to be honest, but it was good.
It was good. But
Okay.
Charlie goes to a diner
Yeah.
in the rain. He walks in, sits down, he gets a Diet Coke and a cheeseburger.
Because they were talking about going to this diner in the middle of the night after the wedding. And she said, like, when people win the Oscars and they go get a cheeseburger, and then I thought of Michael B. Jordan.
Me too. I thought of that as well.
So they had kind of briefly talked about it. It wasn't just like they happened to both go to this diner for no reason.
No, that's why he went there in the hopes that she would show up. And
And
she
she did.
does.
In
And
her
then
wedding dress and a jacket.
it's a callback to the beginning that Darian missed when they do a complete reset.
Yeah. They also tried to do a reset in the middle.
They do. They
And
could do that.
he was saying that it was stupid, which it kind of was stupid. That did kind of piss me off a little bit.
Now, do you think so let's go back and what would you do? Would you have gone through this wedding in the first place? Would you I think what I would do is probably go to get some therapy and maybe postpone the wedding.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, and he mentions this in the movie, and it sounds stupid, but it's kind of a valid point. If money was no object, then postponing the wedding would be ideal, and I think smart, and therapy would be good. But when you're like less than a week out, I don't think you're getting your money back or able to postpone. So, like, weddings are expensive. They would have, I mean, would you have postponed the wedding for $50,000?
I mean, that's just sunk cost fallacy. This money's already been spent. You're not getting it back one way or the other.
Yeah, but if you don't know if you're gonna end up wanting to marry them after therapy or whatever, anyways, then just marry them, and then that's the wedding.
And then you
if
could get
end up not,
divorced.
yeah, you can get divorced or get it annulled if after therapy
Yeah, you could
decide
get it
you don't
annulled.
want to be with
Or,
them anymore.
okay,
But if you cancel it and you still end up wanting to marry them later, then you have to pay for a second wedding.
Exactly,
this
then
is
you're
what
paying
you know.
50,000.
I have the perfect plan.
Okay.
You go through the wedding. First, you talk and get like, hey, this is what we're going to do. I got to make sure that if I'm going to marry you, that you're not insane. We need to go to therapy. I'm having some reservations. 70, 80, 90% sure that I think this is all going to be fine. But this is coming up really close. Let's have this wedding. Let's do the wedding. We won't tell anyone. We'll go through the whole wedding. We just won't do any of the paperwork.
Yeah, but then like your wedding is tainted in this idea of like I'm marrying this person, but they might leave me.
Well, you do the wedding, you don't tell anyone, you go through the therapy, and if everything works out, then you go sign the paperwork. If not, you just call it all off and go your separate ways. And then you had the party, you didn't waste the money, and then you can go do the marriage certificate and do a civil service
You only
again.
have so many days after the wedding that you can sign the certificate.
No, you just go do another wedding, like a courthouse wedding.
Yeah, courthouse wedding.
And don't tell anyone about any of that.
I know, but like the whole wedding is like it's like tainted, you know?
It's
like
tainted
the
one
whole
way or the
time you
other.
know.
It's already
Yeah.
tainted. The wedding's been tainted. This is the best thing you can do, unless you call it off completely. But if you're still like 50-50 or whatever, you just do a fake wedding that you don't tell anybody that it's fake. Just between the two of you, it's fake. And then you decide later if you're going to actually get married or not. That's the way to do it, not this nonsense. But do you think that you would just walk away right at the beginning? Or let's say it all happened the same way it did and we're at the very end, would you go to the diner? Would you try to get back together with him after all this happened? Or would you just say, fuck it and disappear?
If I was her, or if I was him.
Either.
I mean, if I was her, I'd probably go to the diner. If I was him, I'd probably go to the diner.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, it's so hard. Like, this wouldn't be an interesting movie if it wasn't a difficult situation. If it was like super obvious, it would have been really boring.
Right.
But I think, you know, looking at who she is now, she's not the person that he's picturing or who she was. That's not her at all. I feel like he fell in love with a completely different person and she is that person today. So I would go to the diner and probably still do some therapy.
Yeah, for sure.
20 years ago, I'm probably going to the diner. Me now, I am
As who? Like, who are you in this
him.
situation?
If I'm him in the situation, I would be piecing out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
No, I've broken up with people for much less crazy shit than this because
yeah,
I
I'm
just don't want to
like, I
deal
mean,
with
you
it.
now, like, you just don't even want to deal with someone wanting to watch a movie you don't want to watch. So
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I'm saying back in my 20s, I would have dealt with it all and probably not think it was that bad. But now I'm just like, I don't want to deal with any of this. You've taken me out of whatever lie I was telling myself that I can be in a relationship.
Yeah.
I'm out. And for that, I'm out.
Eli, would you go to the diner?
As him, yes. As her, yes.
Yeah.
Because like I
I
feel
would go
like
as her too.
I don't know. I feel like it's hard to be mad at somebody when I feel like everything that started and everything that's been said basically started because you said something that was a little too out of pocket, and not being able to forgive the person who was willing to forgive you. It's kind of silly.
Yeah, I think also what he did with Misha and also him butchering that speech. I mean, at the end of the day, and like in the grand scheme of marriage, I just don't feel like that's that big of a deal.
Yeah. And I think they both, when they take a step back, which they're doing at the end, they're probably both going, this whole fucking problem was caused by Rachel.
Fucking
Rachel
Rachel.
did all of this. This is fucking Rachel's fault. Well, any of this has happened is because of fucking Rachel. Like, what
They
are we
should mass
doing?
shoot Rachel.
Yeah. I think
Christ.
Just kidding.
I think they both are
Cut
recognizing
that.
they're both just going like, we're both being fucking insane. We both did crazy shit and all this. We're everything bad that happened is because of Rachel. Because Rachel's
A
the one
common
going around.
enemy.
She's the
That
one
will
going
do
around
it.
telling everybody in the thing.
That bitch. I don't think Rachel actually
Rachel
told
didn't
anyone.
tell anybody though.
I
She
think
told-
I think that what she heard was Misha probably talking about the conversation that Charlie had with her.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, Charlie asked me this thing. Like, it's crazy. This.
right.
Don't tell anyone though.
That's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I don't think Rachel's a bitch, but I don't think she was like actually telling anyone about it.
She told her cousin about it. And that's the other thing is I don't think she even, because she still went to the
Probably
wedding.
didn't even tell her cousin about it, honestly. She was
Probably
probably
didn't,
just being a bitch.
You know what? Colonel Lockjaw should have shown up and shot her in the head again.
What?
What?
Because she's in one battle after another. She's the
one who
one that
walked-
gets shot in the staircase.
That's right. That's
No, she
right.
walks out the back door
That
of the
is right.
grocery store with the wig on and her wig falls off.
Yeah, that's where I remember her from. I was like, she doesn't seem familiar from Licorice Pizza, and I was like, where's she from?
She's
That's
the
How she not
main,
seem familiar? She's the main person in
girl
Licorice Pizza.
Yeah, but that's not what I
Which-
recognized her from, I guess.
Oh, okay.
By the way, for some reason, thought that Licorice Pizza was an A24 movie, and that was going to be my pick because I love that movie.
Sorry.
It's
Sorry,
okay.
it's not.
I loved this movie too. Or I'm not supposed to reveal that yet. We should
She's
reveal
also-
that though.
So in Haim,
Haim.
the
The
band.
band.
What?
Yeah.
She's in a band?
Yeah.
They're the Haim sisters.
The Haim sisters.
Mm-mm. Never heard of it.
Mm.
Yes, you
I've
have.
Was she-
definitely heard a song from them. You just probably didn't know it was her. It's very pop. They're not as popular anymore, but they were in like
5
20,
years ago.
Yeah, like
Huh.
2020.
But they just had a
Is
new
she a
album come out.
singer or does she play an instrument?
I think they all sang.
That's really cool. Cool. Did not know that. Cool. Well, should we rate the movie?
Ask us the questions, Darian.
Let me think of what I want my rating system to be.
Okay.
Throw out suggestions if you want.
Assault rifles,
I was gonna say that, but like that's crazy.
tinfoil full of heroin,
Dabs. Potential dabs.
potential dabs, kids locked in a trailer closet.
Okay, let's do
How about headbutts? Headbutts.
headbutts.
Yeah. Headbutts to the face.
Sure.
Eyes.
Let's do that. Headbutts to the face.
Okay.
I think that really describes this movie. Okay, who do I want to ask first? Dad, was it worth the watch?
Yes. I was looking forward to it. And I was kind of worried leading up to it that it wasn't going to be good
Mm-hmm.
because I was reading all this people dragging it because of the dude who made it so I was like, how is this going to taint this movie for me?
You can't do research on a movie before you go in. You just got to go in empty-headed.
I didn't even do research. It was just on Reddit. I subscribed to the A24 subreddit, so
Well, you shouldn't have looked at it.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I
True.
know. But it was just in the feed, the headline. So I just knew about it going in.
Yeah.
And I didn't really like the ending of his last movie, Dream Scenario, with Nick Cage. Really liked the movie for the most part, but it didn't stick the landing.
Is that the one where everyone sees him in their dreams?
Yes. Same guy who made it. So I was a little wary going in on this that it wasn't going to be good. But I thought it was great and I liked it a lot. And it was nice seeing it on a big screen all by myself. It was like my own private theater.
Love
and
that for you.
I gave it 4 headbutts to the face, to the nose.
Hell yeah.
And I give it 5 A24s because it
Of
is
course.
it is an A24 movie, unlike Licorice Pizza. So
Yeah. If I would have done Licorice Pizza, you would have given it a
Zero.
0.
0, yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Eli.
Yep.
Worth the watch?
Yes, very much so.
Tell me more.
I liked it. It was good. That's all I got for you. I'm just kidding. No, it was good. Seriously.
Well, how many headbutts to the face? God damn it!
Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, let me start over.
Okay.
Yes, I really did like the movie a lot. It was really good. I would give it
Says the same
4.5.
Good reset. That was a good reset. He's playing
just
the
wanted to
theme of the
just-
movie. Let's just
I
start
just-
over. We'll reset. We'll do it all over again.
Yeah.
And go.
Actually, toss the whole 1 hour and 45 minutes, and we'll just start again. Thank you. I really liked the movie. I liked the purpose of it. I liked the writing. I liked the fact that it actually turned out to be good and it wasn't just like a fumble. I gave it 4.5 stars on Letterboxd, so it was really good. I really liked it.
Nice.
On top of that, I think A24. Yeah.
To even have to think about the A24 thing is crazy because it is an A24 movie. So if you didn't give it a 5, I would have kicked you off this podcast. Jaden?
Clearly, someone's not paying attention. I really like the movie. I'm glad I went into it with no spoilers because I was
Yes.
avoiding them a lot.
I'm jealous. Yeah.
And I also really liked that I wasn't in an empty theater because it was actually fun to like everyone was dying laughing and it was fun.
Yeah.
Like movies like that, it's fun.
Yeah.
So, but I gave it a 4. I'd give it more like a 4.3 or 4.2 if I could,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna just do 4.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Fair
yeah.
I
enough.
kind of feel the same way. Like
I was gonna say
I can't
too.
quite give it a 4.5, but it's about more than a 4.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm in the exact same boat. Like I don't think 4 is enough, but 4.5 is kind of like that's pretty high.
Yeah.
It
I don't
can't quite give it
know.
a 4.5, but
Maybe if I watched it again and I don't know.
Yeah. I feel man. Okay. I obviously felt like it was worth the watch. I picked this movie before seeing this movie, which was kind of a risk, but I figured even if I hated it, it would have been an interesting thing to talk about.
R.E. Men.
But I ended up really, really liking it, even though it did get spoiled for me a little bit. It still was very shocking throughout. And it was a really unique idea. I
Mhm.
don't feel like I've seen a movie quite like it. I really liked the way that they did all the flashbacks. And I thought it was great how they found a way to balance like humor in something that's so serious and touchy. So overall, I thought it was really great. I'm going to give it a 4, but just know that in my heart, it's really like a 4.3.
That's really good scores. By my calculations, that officially makes this a very important movie. And congratulations to Christopher Borgill. You can tell your underage girlfriend that you have made a very important movie on your next date.
She's going to love that.
She's going to
I'll
love
probably not
that.
know what it means, but
And keep an eye out for Zendaya. She's having a big year this year. She's got
Is
she
it
has a big year
Zendaya
every
or
year. It's
Zendaya?
Zendaya.
Zendaya.
She just got married to Tom Holland,
Allegedly. We
allegedly.
don't know. She hasn't actually said so. She doesn't want to, which is fine.
I know
Okay.
why. Maybe
Why?
Tom Holland found out she planned a school shooting.
Maybe they did.
No, she just doesn't want to say. They keep asking her in interviews, and she says she wants to keep it. Basically, she wants to keep it private.
Maybe she did this
Respectfully.
exact plan that I
Interesting.
said, where they had a ceremony, but they didn't sign the paperwork.
Mm,
They're gonna wait and see how the Odyssey turns out that they're both in. And if it bombs, then they're not gonna go through with it.
I think
did
they're
see.
both gonna disappear after this year.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I'm pretty sure they got married. I'm pretty sure she's been wearing a wedding band, but they're both doing. Well, she's doing a bunch of shit this year. He's doing at least 2 movies,
Well,
2
they're
huge
both in
movies,
Odyssey, and then she's in Dune 3, and he's in Spider-Man
and she's in
500.
Euphoria, and
Yeah.
this.
She's always booked and busy.
But like she's
She has been
extra
for a
booked
long
and busy
time.
this year, and he's booked this year, and I think they're gonna like disappear after.
I don't
For a little.
really like superhero movies that much, but I am excited for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It will be good. But yeah, I could see them disappearing for a little bit. I feel like I saw something where they were saying that if they had kids, they would kind of like obviously she
yeah,
would
he
take a
said
step
he
back
would.
and then he said he would too. So they just got
Yeah.
married. So who knows?
I
How are
think
they
he
gonna-
does have another Spider-Man he has to do though.
How are they
Mm,
going to
Still.
afford that?
I know,
'Cause
in
they're
this
making
economy.
a shit ton
crazy.
of money.
Right.
That's why I'm saying
Mhm.
they're making so much. They're doing all these things now, so they have so much money they can fuck
Oh, I'm
off
being
for a year.
sarcastic. They can afford it.
But yeah,
Zendaya is like, I mean, she's gorgeous, she's funny, and she can sing, and she can dance, and she can act. She's like a triple threat. Like,
And she's
Mhm.
Michi.
she's killer. She's what?
She's Michi.
Michi? What does that
Zendaya
mean?
is Michi. Zendaya is Michi. Have you not been on the internet for the last 10 years?
Mm-mm.
You don't remember that?
No.
Drop that clip in. Look it up and drop it in later.
And Zendaya is Michi.
Okay, so yes, we do have a Patreon, and maybe Darian will put the link to it in the show notes this time.
Maybe.
We'll see. But it's a very important movie pod Patreon, I think. Is that what it is? Who knows?
Jaden does the Patreon.
What's our Patreon name?
it's just our name. Very important movie podcast.
Okay. We'll go there, subscribe. Bonus episodes there. There'll be another one shortly. And please rate, review, subscribe. And Jaden, what is your pick next week? Have you decided yet?
I have not decided.
I really think it'll be funny if you pick Ex Machina.
I'm gonna watch that one tonight and Lady Bird too.
I remember liking Lady Bird, but it was so long ago.
Yeah, I
I
haven't seen
watched
it
it.
since a long time, but I have it right here. So if you pick it, I have
Your
it.
boy's in that. Your favorite, Jaden.
Yeah, I know. But that was before he was horrible.
That was
so.
when he was like fresh.
Little guy, just a little guy.
Just a little guy.
Just a little man.
I put my vote in for Lady Bird, but I do think it would be hilarious if you picked the movie made by the guy of the movie that you hated and said you would never watch another movie by him ever again.
I didn't say that. I did
Did
not
you
say
not?
that.
I feel like
No, I
you
did
said
not.
that.
No.
Okay.
I said stay in your fucking lane, bitch.
It's really good. It's way better than Men.
Now that we're men. Men was awful.
All right. Well, I have to go drive to Des Moines, Iowa from Nebraska. So until next time, as always, please out.